You may be familiar with the story of Joseph. Maybe you saw the musical Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and that gave you a little bit of glimpse into his story. But if you go into Genesis chapters 43 to 45, and you read those, and I really encourage you to read them, uh, but read them slowly, knowing that there's a before picture and then there's a result, there's the after picture. What you'll notice is that we have a main character, and that's Joseph, but there are also all of these subplots that are in there that involve his father, Jacob, who would soon be called Israel, Joseph's brothers, Egypt, Pharaoh, and a couple of other things. But the whole story that happens here really is an example of how God is woven into every single detail of a person's story, and namely ours. Because if you see, Joseph was sold by his brothers into slavery because there was jealousy. His whole family was dysfunctional. Each brother had issues. His father, Jacob, was a grumpy old man, and he grew up to be a grumpy old man. And this is Jacob, one of the three patriarchs that was given the promise of God. Joseph gets accused of wrong and tossed into prison for several years. But Joseph comes out and becomes second in command and saves Egypt and the area as well as his family from a great famine. Joseph and his brothers and fathers are restored. Healing came to the family. They were blessed with a land and a place to live and flourish. You see all these stories that are playing out from the bad to the good. And in these stories, here's what God is doing or was doing. He was working on Joseph's prideful heart and bringing him to a point of reliance on God. He was bringing healing to a dysfunctional family of brothers and a family to prepare them for a greater plan. He was working on Judah, one of his brothers, who, by the way, he sinned really egregiously, but out of the line of Judah would come the Lion of Judah, Jesus. He was working on Jacob, Israel, who a bitter old man focused on himself rather than on God's plan. But then God orchestrated a move in him and changed his heart completely to give God the glory. He orchestrated the move of Jacob's family out of Canaan, where they would, potentially intermarry with people that were not Israelites and not remain a distinct people. And he moved them to Egypt. And then in the end, he ended up, helping the Egyptians and saving his families and working within, what God was doing there. So this all is just amazing to me because God is the perfect author of our lives. He's already written our story like a great novel. The story unfolds page by page, chapter by chapter. God is always in control. Nothing happens without him knowing or him being aware or him already writing that story. There is a great song that I just love out there, and it's by Big Daddy Weave that really captures this principle. And you could look it up; you can find it on Google. But it's called "God Is in This Story," and I want to read the lyrics of the chorus because this is really what this story of Joseph is telling us. It says this: God is in the story. God is in the details. Even in the broken parts, He holds my heart. He never fails. When I'm at my weakest, I will trust in Jesus. Always in the highs and the lows, the one who goes before me. God is in this story. So, my prayer for you today, I hope you're encouraged that God is in your story in every single detail. He's in the hard times and in the lows and in the highs. He is the author of your life. He's written every detail out. The reality you got to embrace is that all the chapters just haven't been written or read yet completely, but they will be unfolded as God plans comes to fruition.